Howdy, my name is Daxio, and this is Plugged In News. And in today's pin update, we have New York City brain-computer startup announces FDA trial before Elon Musk. And for the next story, we have Pass It to find out what's in it. Republicans prepare to vote for infrastructure bill that does not yet exist. Let's get right into that. And this is going to be a little shorter episode today. Not that much news happened today, but let's get right into it. So for the first story today, we have New York City brain-computer startup announces FDA trial before Elon Musk. And this is by Sarah McBride, and this is from BloombergQuint.com. It goes on to read, a brain-computer interface company is entering clinical trials for its implants in the U.S., a big step toward getting the futuristic devices into more skulls to help treat conditions like paralysis. New York-based Psychron Inc. said it received permission from the Food and Drug Administration to test its device in human patients. The trial, known as an early feasibility study, is essential to proving the implants work safely and could one day be sold in the U.S. Synchron beat other companies, including Elon Musk's Neuralink, to announcing that it had secured regulatory approval for tests of a commercial product in human heads. Commercial is another way to say practical and applicable to real life, said Dr. Jay Moko, the chief medical officer at Synchron and professor of neurosurgery at Mount Sinai Health System in New York. Commercial brain-computer interfaces are a relatively new area for the FDA. The agency plans to hold a webinar on Thursday when it provides future guidance on topics such as how to design appropriate clinical trials. Venture capitalists are suddenly eager to embrace the technology. So far this year, brain-computer interface startups have raised $133 million, according to research firm PitchBook, that already exceeds the capital raised in all of last year and is by far the most since 2017, a year when Neuralink had its most, $107 million. Just last week, Paradromics said it raised $20 million. Synchron has already performed multiple tests of different varieties, including an earlier 4-patient trial in Australia. There are a range of safety concerns that haven't been dealt with before, including cybersecurity, which is a big part of the discussions we have been having, said Synchron Chief Executive Officer Thomas Oxley. The company plans to place a device called the Stentrode, which is smaller than a matchstick, in the brain to help paralyzed patients control digital devices like computer cursors through their thoughts. The implant works by communicating via a tiny wire with a second implant in the chest. A transmitter then sends signals to a computer outside the body near the patient. Later this year, Synchron plans to enroll 6 patients in its U.S. trial, which is roughly to phase 2 clinical trial for a drug. Unlike many other implanted brain-computer interfaces that require brain surgery, the Stentrode device gets implanted via a blood vessel at the base of the neck and is maneuvered toward the vessel in the brain. It's kind of crazy how that works. Yeah, this was just a little technology update, what's happening in technology. So right now, the FDA announces trials for the Neuralink company, not Neuralink because that's Elon Musk company, but like the same sort of company, yeah. All right, and for the next story today, this comes from Breitbart News. It's by Sean Moran. It is Pass It to find out what's in it. Republicans prepare to vote for infrastructure bill that does not yet exist. It goes on to read, Republicans remain poised to vote for a bipartisan infrastructure bill that does not yet exist. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer announced on the Senate floor Wednesday morning that senators involved in the bipartisan infrastructure bill negotiations continue to make good progress and that the chamber should be prepared to vote on the advancing bill as early as tonight. Senators involved in the bipartisan negotiations struck a tentative deal last month but have not yet finalized the compromise. Despite Schumer's announcement, lawmakers involved in the negotiations have yet to draft the infrastructure bill. This means that Republican lawmakers could vote to advance legislation past cloture without knowing exactly what they are voting to advance. Senate Republicans blocked the legislation last week when Schumer filled cloture on H.R. 3684, the legislative vehicle for the bipartisan infrastructure bill. Senate Democrats overwhelmingly voted for the measure, while Republicans blocked the bill, wanting to see a physical bill before they vote. Senator Ron Johnson, along with Senator Rick Scott, Marsha Blackburn, Mike Lee, Ted Cruz, Rand Paul, Mike Braun, Cynthia Loomis, Bill Hagerty, have all rallied against the bipartisan infrastructure bill, charging that the bill would only enable Democrats' leftist agenda. And obviously, I reported on this, I believe, like around 2-3 weeks ago, maybe a month ago. But this bill obviously has some infrastructure plans in place to allocate money to that, but it also has a bunch of other stuff that shouldn't really be included, and all it's going to really do is increase inflation, because that's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. But it's also going to help spread whatever agenda Biden and the establishment wants, really. Yeah. So anyways, that's it for today. If you did enjoy today's video, please do drop a like, drop a sub down below, drop a comment, let me know how I'm doing, let me know what I can do to improve, and peace out. Don't forget to stay updated, boys.